Relating slope and y-intercept to linear equations. Lesson 7 notes review. Again, this is the notes review. So what you need to do is make sure that you've gone into Schoology, find the assignment that says relating slope and y-intercept to linear equations, lesson 7 notes review. Upload it to Notability and complete it in Notability. If you do it that way, it's just the review. Like if you look here, if I see how I scrolled and it's nothing but the review. Okay. So number 1, the equation 0 equals 66x minus 2y describes the number of minutes x it takes a printer to print y pages in black and white. The table shows the number of minutes x it takes a printer to print y pages in color. Which kind of paper can the printer print faster? So does it print colored pages faster or black and white pages faster? Let's start with the equation for black and white. Remember, when you're given an equation, you solve for y. When you're given the equation, you solve for y. Now, normally we would box the y term, but I like to have my y on the left side. So I'm going to take the y to the left side and leave the x on the right. So to take negative 2y to the left, I'm going to add it. So that allows me to cancel this. And then 0 plus 2y would be 2y. Bring down to 66x. And now, to solve for y, the last step would be to divide both sides by 2. So you can go ahead and divide that out and figure out what goes in front of the x. So y equals whatever 66 divided by 2 is, x. And then your unit rate is the same thing as your slope, which is going to be whatever this number here was. And then don't forget pages per minute. So again, you're dividing that out and you're going to find what goes in front of x, and that will be your pages per minute. For the color printing, so we're going to use this chart. I went ahead and I boxed the 2 and the 52. You could use any one of the numbers. You could use 5 and 130. You could use 8 and 208. It doesn't matter. Why do I use the 2 and the 52? Because they're smaller numbers. I always try to work with numbers that are smaller because they're easier to work with. So for this one, now remember, for rate, you always put y over x. So I'm going to put 52 over the 2. So this would be 52 pages over 2 minutes. So you can go ahead and divide that out. Whatever you get when you divide that out, that will be your pages per minute. Now you want to compare the two numbers. So you want to compare this number and that number. Compare the two. And then whichever one is larger, that would be what the printer prints faster. So you're either going to, your final answer will say either the printer prints black and white pages faster or the printer prints color pages faster. All right, for 2 and 3, I'm not going to help you with these. If you need to know how to do these, you could look at the, watch any of the videos for the graphing linear equations worksheet number 1. I have the slope boxed for you, and I have the y-intercept circled. Look at those videos if you need any help on 2 or 3. Number 4, 5, and 6, they're all done the same way. I'm going to do one of them, and you'll be on your own for the other 2. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to do number 5. So we want to solve for y. Since it's minus 9x, I'm going to add 9x to both sides. don't forget the x. So we canceled the 9x. So I've got negative 18y equals 0 plus 9x would be 9x. Divide both sides by the number, because we're solving for y, so it's the number with y that we want to divide by. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 18. So I get y equals, and if you put 9 over negative 18, so you want to use the fraction button, 9 over negative 18, again, use the fraction button, you would get negative 1/2. So my final answer is going to be negative 1/2 x. So my unit rate is the same as my slope. My slope is this number in front of x. So my unit rate would be negative 1/2. And you do 4 and 6 the same way. Please, please, please do not forget your x there, 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 or there. All right, they'll get points off if you do. All right, that is it for the review. If you have any questions on the relating slope and y-intercept to linear equations review, please let me know.